What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. Just note that I am not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, and the offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, as far as the market's going right now, we're looking a bit more bullish as SPY has managed to reclaim this key support despite the negative Chinese news that came out about how they were going to be increasing tariffs on the US. The market saw a small dip only to get bought back up, and we're holding support quite well so far. So, part of what helped the market pump was the jobs numbers. The job openings were very close to expectations at 7.6 million, a little bit below them actually, but not too bad. And then we also had the job quits at about 3.2 million. This was technically very close to expectations, a little bit above that, but still, like I said before, not too bad. So the market liked this data, started pushing it as soon as this came out, and the market's not really too scared. The market is still optimistic, especially because of the fact that the tariffs have been delayed on Canada and Mexico for the time being for about 30 days. Market is still holding up with that news coming out. So what's happening from this point on? Well, honestly, guys, I'm not really worried about whether SPY will pump or not. I'm more concerned about, can we hold above these key levels? Can we sustain these higher levels on SPY and for the others? I think there's a good chance that we try to, but we're looking to see if 601 holds at our 20 EMA. If we hold that, I'm looking for 605 as our potential target. And then we could be trying to go back close to all-time highs if we manage to hold up. If we push and we reject, so here's the main thing, right? SPY had a high here at the 610s, came down. It technically made a lower high, and then we came back up. So the question is, even if we do try to push more, right? Is SPY going to break all-time highs, or does this thing come short? And there's a very good chance it comes a little bit short. If we do push a bit more from here, let's just say we do pump more after the data comes out, will we get a big rejection again like this, right? That's always a possibility. So I'll be watching to see, do we break these highs here, or do we make a lower high? Right now, SPY could try to push more, sure, but we'll see if we end up making a lower high or not. So I just want to give you guys a warning about that. So for now, let's see, does SPY hold above 601? If 601 does not hold us, we're at risk of coming back down to about 598 essentially. And then if we hold above 601, we're going to have potential to push up to about 604. So for now, we are looking a little bit more bullish, but we'll see just to be safe, because I am seeing SPY shuffling the 601s. It's a tough resistance zone, and just be very, very careful. There's a lot of chop right now. The triple Q looks bullish. If we lose 521, we're going to be at risk of dipping to 518, then 516. As long as we're above 521, though, we could be trying to push back up for 525, then 528. 528 is where we have a potential resistance becoming, or previous resistance, which could be retested. So I see potential in the QQQ as long as we break past 525 to go to 528. As long as we don't lose 521, we're looking a little bit more bullish. What else could impact this is going to be the big earnings coming out. We have Google, AMD, and many others announcing earnings, so get ready for those. Besides that, the Russell 2000 looks a bit more bullish. If we end up losing 225, we could turn back down towards the 223.8 area. We have tough resistance at 226.5. We'll see if we break this or not on the triple Q, so give this some time, and we'll see how things end up going. For ES, we have to see if we could break past 6,055. If this breaks, this imbalance could take us up closer to like the 6,100 area. If we lose 6,036, we could be dumping back down towards 6,000 flats. But overall, we are looking a little bit more bullish. We do look like we want to be pushing higher towards the 6,100 area. So I think ES is looking a bit more bullish for now. As long as we can hold above 6,055, I will favor upside. If we end up losing that support, we could turn back down, so keep that in mind. But for now, the setup is looking a little bit more bullish. For other factors, we have NQ. NQ is looking more bullish to me. I think that we have this imbalance up here around this 21,750 area. We'll see if we break past this or not. If we do, we could be pushing for essentially 21,800. If we end up losing support at 21,500, we could turn back down, but this is still favoring the upwards direction for the 21,700s. So I see potential in NQ to push even more as long as we don't lose support. So overall, it's doing a good job. Bitcoin's trying to rebound, but we have to get back of 101,000 to really start pushing. Otherwise, we're just consolidating between 99,000 and 100,000 for now. Nvidia is trying to get bought back up. It did dip a bit to about 116, but then we saw buyers defend it despite some bad news that came out. That's a good, a good move buy, a good sign. So now it's just shuffling around 120. We'll see if we break and hold above this or not. If we do, we're looking for 121.9 as our target and above. So we'll see if we break resistance or not. But I think it could be trying to get close to the 121s as long as we hold 120. It is going to shuffle here a lot, so look for a lot of chop for now. Tesla's not looking that great. It's in the middle. I want to see it try to hold above 386. If it can't hold that, please be very, very wary of the fact that there's like a giant bearish wedge that's on it right now. It's technically on a downtrend, so please be careful with Tesla. We saw their January sales decline in the US. We saw a lot of headlines coming out about that. So these are like what the charts look like. So for example, like right here, you can see that their January sales are down just a little bit. About 10% relative to the last year. It's not the end of the world. It's very early into the year, so we can't really make too many claims about 2025. We have to wait many, many months just to see how Q1 looks like, Q2, the first half. Then we'll really know how the year is looking. For now, it's too early to make any calls, as many people could be waiting for the Model Y refresh. So don't worry too much about the sales data, even though the media makes it seem like Tesla's doing poorly, this and that. I'm not too worried. I'm just going to be patient with this. But for now, we have to see if we can reclaim 386. If we can't, look for 380 and give this the time it needs. For Apple, Apple's trying to push for 233-ish, very close to that area. Might be pushing a little bit higher for 233 if that breaks. I'm looking for 236. So look for some more upside on Apple, and we'll see if we can sustain these levels. On coin, we could be attempting to push closer to about the 288 to 290 area. So I do see some upside potential here, especially as we have that gap to fill. So I see potential in this. For Amazon, we look a bit more bullish. As long as we're above 242, we're looking for essentially 245 as our target. It's approaching its earnings, and I think it's looking like it has potential. Meta is shuffling near 700. We'll have to see if it could hold 700 or not, so give this some time. If this holds, we could be pushing higher for essentially 710. Microsoft could be trying to push back up to about 415 for a slight bounce. It's not really that big. It's going to be very dependent on Google's earnings, which may affect this as well. And Google is looking more bullish, looking for 207. We'll see if this breaks out more. We have earnings for Google after market close today, so we'll see how it goes for them. So for now, although the market has been trying to favor upside a bit, the question is, can SPY sustain 601? If not, we could be returning back down to 598. So we'll see if this holds or not. So be very, very patient with this, and we'll see if we get a rejection. So I'm just here to give you guys a warning about this. Anyways, that is it for my video. I thank you all so much for listening. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back with another update for the next couple of hours. Until then, have a good one, guys. Make sure you watch your levels. And once again, as a reminder, I never said that I think that the market won't push more. I said that we have to watch to see if it can sustain these levels, because if we can't, there's going to be a risk of us continuing to get a rejection. So watch your levels, see if it could hold up or not, and we'll be very patient nonetheless. Thank you for listening, and peace out.